We've discussed the concept of a mixture.
Yes.
And we've discussed the concept of 2 minim versus 1 min.
Right.
And I'm a little thirsty, actually.
Oh, yeah, you do. I was going to say, you look parched. May I offer you a glass of water, Rabbi?
Oh, a Brita water filter.
Well, only the best for you.
Are you allowed to use that on Shabbos?
The Brita water filter?
Yeah.
How else am I supposed to get spring freshness in my water?
Interesting question. So we've mentioned in the last segment, we discussed that you need 2 minim.
Right.
Now, this water is water.
Yeah.
But you filtered the water by running it through the Brita water filter.
Yes.
Now, first of all, let's just review.
Okay.
In order for borer to be permissible, it has to be done for immediate use.
Yes.
It has to be done good from bad.
Right.
And without, by hand, and without a borer instrument.
Uh-oh.
Where are we going over here?
I'll tell you. First of all, the immediate use is not the issue. You are thirsty, you're going to drink this.
Right.
But I have 2 issues. Number 1, this filter takes out 90 different identifiable microorganisms and minerals from the water.
Okay, and minerals.
Only things that you do not want.
Right.
That's numero uno.
Mm-hmm.
Furthermore, it is a highly sophisticated separating machine.
Yeah, it's a filter.
It's a filter indeed, which would make it basically not like doing it by hand, but it's like running it through like a filtering process. And that, to me, seems like it would be more akin to separation problems.
It's certainly a kli. Certainly a kli. That's
Yes.
clear. So the question is, then why is it mutter to use a Brita water filter?
Are you saying that it is mutter?
I'm going to say very often it is mutter.
Really?
And it shouldn't be. At first blush, this is a kli. This is an instrument that does borer, facilitates borer.
Right.
So how is this permissible?
I can take a gander.
Go ahead. I'll take a drink.
Please. Amen. Enjoy that fresh water in good health. Perhaps what makes this permissible is that the whole Brita thing is a little overrated. Perhaps indeed there's an element of bogosity or bogusness to the filtered, to how important this filtering process is. Perhaps indeed the water filtered is not that dissimilar to the water unfiltered.
Well, I'd like to think that the folks at Brita are actually, their product is doing something. And in fact, every so often, when we change the filter, it's pretty dirty.
Okay.
The Gemara, Melacha of Shabbos, talks about different kinds of water. If you have water that is very vile,
yes,
and you run it through a filter, the ancient filters would have been just taking a handkerchief, pouring it through, and all the particles would be caught in the handkerchief, and then the water would drip to the bottom.
Right.
If the water is very vile, such that you would never drink it in its current state,
right,
you only drink it after going through this filtration process.
Right.
The Gemara says if the maim is akurin, it's dirty, then it's a prohibition.
Right.
Why? It's a kli that facilitates borer. You have 2 separate species, the psolet, the junk, and the water.
Right.
But if you have mayim tzlulim,
right,
clear, crystal clear water, does it have some specks of dust, dirt in it?
Perhaps.
100%.
Okay.
It definitely does. But it's principally clear.
Drinkable, you would say.
It's definitely drinkable. And in fact, would you drink it unfiltered?
I would.
You perhaps would. You might prefer it to be filtered, but you'll certainly drink it unfiltered. So then we see those little particles that might be filtered, that doesn't rate as a second min. After all, you drink this unfiltered. So the fact that you're filtering it, that's not called a separate min. And that's the rule. If you have water that you would drink unfiltered, but you prefer it filtered,
right,
then that's not called a separate min. It's 1 min. And once you're in 1 min, can you use a kli?
Once you're in 1 min, it's okay.
It's okay. You're not in the water.
1 min is already not separation. But can I ask you 2 follow-up questions?
Sure thing.
On this very topic?
Yep.
I will tell you that I once visited my brother-in-law in Brooklyn, New York.
Yep.
So I go to get a drink of water, only to find myself somewhat alarmed by a stocking over the faucet.
Stocking.
Actual stocking, like in the Mishnaic times in which you described.
Yes.
And I'm saying, David, what gives? For what purpose do we owe the stocking on your faucet?
Right.
Am I supposed to be drinking what is passing through the stocking? And he mentioned that there is an element in New York, there's a problem of microorganisms
Oh boy.
in the water.
Oh boy.
And he was trying to filter those out.
You're getting ahead of me now.
I am?
A little bit.
Why? Well, I'm saying he doesn't want to drink the water unless he can filter it through the stocking.
Let's slow down a second.
Okay.
Okay? I want to do it step by step.
Oh, I missed a step?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
I
hear the
want to
step.
tell you about my wife.
I'll hear about your wife first. Then my brother.
My wife is a person of a certain class.
I'm familiar with that class.
Okay. And
Every once in a while, they let me, I got kicked out of that class when I go into that class in the airplane. And I'm trying to, snag some fancy cookies.
Right. So she will not drink tap water.
Of course not.
It's either bottled
Yes.
or Brita.
Okay.
But tap water,
No.
no chance.
That's for my class.
So what about her? She won't drink.